evening. My name is Miss Smith, and I asked you to come in today because I heard an incident happen yesterday. This is the Wellness Center. Have you been in here before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I am an intern here, and so I'm kind of like a therapist, but I'm also like a support system for you. So when we bring you in here, it's safe in here. It's going to be like your safe place. So what you say in here stays in here. The only time that I'm going to ask for help is if you are going to hurt yourself, if someone's going to hurt you, or if you're going to hurt somebody else. That is the only time I'm going to ask for help from somebody else to come in to make sure that we keep you safe. So let's talk about yesterday. What happened yesterday? Do you want to tell me a little bit about how you were feeling?
It's feeling all right.
You're feeling all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did your morning start?
Well, it's just that, I don't know. I came to school and I went to gym, and there's this girl who's been bothering me a lot. And I guess I just didn't know how to deal with it.
She's been bothering you a lot, but how long has she been bothering you for?
Like a year.
Okay, and how do you know this girl?
So I used to have a boyfriend, and she's dating the same guy as my ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
They've been picking on me a lot.
Okay, so when did you go out with this boyfriend?
8th grade.
Okay.
And we were the power couple of 8th grade.
Okay.
Everybody knew us.
So how long were you guys together for?
6 months.
Oh, okay. Did anything happen in that relationship?
I guess. I mean, I thought we were good, and then I sent him a text message of myself, and it was a picture of me naked, and then he sent it to all of his friends, and we went through a really bad breakup. As bad of a breakup that as somebody could go through in 8th grade.
Okay, and so what does that look like?
Well, he started getting really mean, and I guess he started getting really abusive, and he was telling all of his friends, and he showed everybody the picture of me. And then he actually sent it to all of his friends. So then they started sending it back to me at nighttime. And so they would actually set their alarms for 1 o'clock in the morning, and there'd be 6 or 7 of them who would text me back a picture of myself. It was really embarrassing.
And when did that happen?
About the end of 8th grade.
The end of 8th grade? Mm-hmm. And did that happen for just that one time, or did it keep happening after that?
It kept happening until things got worse. So he started picking on me, and then he even would take a different route home, and so he would pass by my house, and I know that's not the way that he goes home. So then he'd walk by my house, and he'd stand in front of my house, so I would know that he's there. And then he started sending things over Snapchat, and with Snapchat it goes away immediately. So whenever I would try to tell somebody, the message was already gone, and I would try to take screenshots. But
who did you try to tell?
Well, I told my mom, I told my dad, and then something really bad happened, and we went to the police. But the police made me feel really bad about it, and they said I shouldn't have sent the picture in the first place.
So when did that happen, when the police were called?
It was the same. It was about the end of 8th grade, but it still keeps on happening. And
so you're feeling violated?
Mm-hmm.
Over and over again?
Mm-hmm.
And no one's listening to you?
Pretty much. Pictures just keep on coming, and people make their Facebook status about me because they know I'm Jewish. And so what they do is they buy packs of ham, and when I'm walking in the halls, they throw it at me.
And do you know what the kids' names are that throw this at you, that do this to you?
I do, but I don't know if I want to say.
Okay, we can come back to that.
Okay.
Let's focus more on what's going on to support you around this situation.
Mm-hmm.
So who do we have at home?
We have my mom, but she gets really stressed out by it, and especially because the situation really embarrassed her.
Okay.
So
how did it embarrass her?
Because she knew that there was a picture of her daughter out there, and people still have it, even though they say that it's child pornography and they can't have it, right? Mm-hmm. Because at the time I just turned 14. So she gets really stressed out, and I don't feel like I can talk to her. I have a therapist, but I have a lot of people who tell me that I'm just a drama queen, but it's really affecting me.
Okay. So what I want to tell you right now is that you're not a drama queen, and that what they did to you was a hate crime, and they violated you and who you are and hurt you. So when your mom feels embarrassed about the situation, do you still feel like mom is a safe place to go to? You don't feel like mom's a safe place. Okay, what about dad? No, definitely not dad.
No.
Okay, so let's look more about who we have around us right now as a support system. Me, right here, this is a safe place. I can be a part of your support system. So at any time that you feel unsafe, if you're walking down the halls, if you're in class, if anybody says anything to you, or if you're just not having a good day or night, you can come immediately here and ask for me. Or you can leave me a note. And so when I do come into the office, I can pull you in. Because I want to create a safe place for you on campus, because every person deserves a safe environment to learn in. So another thing is I want to look at what do we have for friends right now that you can come to actually have an extra pair of eyes on campus for you.
I have friends, but I do so many sports.
Right.
You know, I'm in swimming, I'm in soccer, I'm in softball. I mean, I'm so tired, and so I don't really feel like I have any that I can really talk to, you know, because I'm just always on the go.
You're just going
and I'm so tired. But then the friends that I have, they stick up for me, except I had one teacher who told me that by including my friends, then I was part of the problem. So this girl keeps on coming after me in PE, and she keeps on saying these things, and she keeps telling me horrible things, and like, this is why he left you to be with me, and I mean, she's always telling me how much better she is than I am.
And do you say anything back?
Yeah.
What do you say back?
I get upset and I tell her to stop or to leave me alone, and my friends tell her to stop and leave me alone, and that she's picking on me, and then I go into the bathroom and cry.
And then the teacher tells you it's your fault for sticking up for yourself?
Sometimes. I mean, today Mr. Hurtado sent me in here because I guess he can't handle girls crying.
Okay. And it was Mr. Hurtado?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, since you're doing swimming and soccer and baseball, and you're constantly going, how do you have time for homework? I noticed that your grades, I pulled your grades, and your grades are kind of lacking in different areas in your subjects. And so if you're just keeping yourself constantly busy, you need to be able to have some self-care. And so I want to kind of see if we can build support around you in areas.
What does that mean?
Self-care.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are going and going and going, we're not stopping and giving ourselves a minute to like actually sit with ourselves and feel where we're at in life.
Mm-hmm.
So like when we're in class all day long, right, then we have homework. And if we don't give ourselves a minute just to kind of like sit with no lecture and just like go home and watch TV or read a book, take a bath, take a couple breaths, do some art.
I like writing.
You like writing?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you do writing at home?
I do sometimes when I don't have homework.
When you don't have homework?
Yeah,
Okay.
and when my mom isn't around and bugging me, I like to write because I can put my feelings down.
Right, that's a good hobby to have. That's like a safe place that you can just kind of let yourself go
Okay.
in your writing. So that's a good thing. So maybe we can get you some journals.
Okay.
Okay. And then do you love every single sport that you're in?
No, I just like doing soccer.
You like soccer. Okay, so why don't we try to see if we can focus more on soccer and get rid of swimming or softball? If you want to do that. This is mom pushing it?
I think, yeah, I don't know if you could talk her into that. And we have synagogue so much, which is, I mean, it's good, but it's also a lot too. But I mean, she wants me to go to synagogue because I get support from people there too.
Okay, so how many times a week do you go there?
Twice.
Twice a week, okay.
Yeah.
And so who do you talk to when you go there?
Bill Murray.
Okay, and is Bill aware of the situation that is going on?
Yeah, he is.
So he's one of your support systems, so we have Bill.
He's the one who actually, he told my mom that it would be possible to get some of those kids out of the classes. So in all my classes, none of them are there except for PE or in the halls, and they're still at me in the halls.
Okay.
So PE, is it possible to maybe get them out of
PE? Why don't we do this? Why don't we, do you like your PE class?
No.
You don't like it at all? Do you do not like it because they're in it?
Yes.
Okay, so do you like your schedule with your other classes in it?
Okay.
So the reason why I'm asking is because if you're being attacked and this is a situation that keeps happening over and over again, And we kind of have a policy here at school that it's a no bullying is going to be tolerated. So what's going to happen to keep you safe is eventually sometime either today or tomorrow, I'm going to be pulling kids in and we're going to be making contracts with these kids. So that means no cyberbullying. That means not even talking to you in the hallways, no text messaging, no fighting, no nothing. And if any of these contracts are broken, they'll be automatically suspended.
Really?
Yes. And so if you're sent anything on your phone, I want you to keep it. Like I want you to screenshot it, save it, and as a record for yourself. Because I understand that you and your mom and dad have already been through this with the police and did nothing about it. But now you're in school, and so this is kind of our turf. And so we're going to take control of the situation and make sure that you're safe here. So I want to really emphasize what strengths that we have. I like the fact that you have a hobby of writing. And so I'm going to see, would you be comfortable if we bring mom in and do a mom family session between you, me, and mom?
Okay.
Okay, so then we can kind of get on the same path. And moms are great, you know, so they can be our biggest supporters, but we kind of have to let them know where we're at and where we're feeling, because, you know, they're moms, so they want us to succeed, and they love us. So we're going to bring mom in and see where that goes, and maybe see if we can get you off those 2 teams, and kind of just tell her right now we're going to be building you back up and keeping you safe and strong right now. And then also, I like the fact that you have Bill, that's someone that's a safe place for you too. So I also want to discuss the teammates that you have for the teams that you're on. Can you give me 2 to 3 girls' names that you feel safe?
Yeah, I've got Jane, another Jane just like me, and Sarah,
Okay.
and Carla.
And Carla? Okay, good. Okay. So I'm kind of trying to create like a safety, a 5 safety, so you can count on your hands. Like I have 5 people that are important in my life, that want to keep me safe and that are my friends and I can go to for anything. And so right now I have Bill, Jane, Sarah, and Carla. I have me, Mrs. Smith. And then we're going to do that building exercise with mom, right? And then I also, do you have any favorite teachers?
Yeah, I guess Mr. Young from math is good.
Okay. And so he's noticed some of the problems that's been going on too? Yeah. Okay, so one of the good things is that we don't have anybody, any of them in your class, correct? They're just in that PE class.
Yeah, just in PE.
So we're gonna focus and get either you out of that PE class or her out of that PE class. And when I told you about how we don't tolerate bullying at the school, I also feel like we shouldn't have to change your whole schedule around because you're the victim here. It's so brave of you to come in here and stand up and voice what's going on, because it takes a lot of bravery, and I'm proud of you for doing that.
Thanks.
And so I feel, since you should do that, why should you have to change your schedule? Let's change her schedule. She can be moved out of the classes. So I'm going to work on that with the vice principal and see what we can do in that situation. So tomorrow I can bring you in and we can talk about changing classes.
What if you can't?
If I can't move her, then we'll move you, and I'll let you come in and we'll go sit in the counselor's office and I'll let you pick up new classes. Pick new classes, because if we can't get you in that PE classes, then maybe other classes will have to change, but I'll let you be in charge and take the power of that. So you can pick out what classes that you want, so you're not stuck in a class that you don't want to be in. Okay? So how do you feel right now?
I feel really upset still. I mean, I guess thank you for talking to me. If I tell you something, do you have to tell my mom?
I have to tell your mom?
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like what me and your mom are going to discuss is what me and you are going to agree to talk to mom about. So I'm not going to just call your mom up and tell your mom something that you don't want me to say. So no, I will not.
Okay. Unless,
because this is about me and you, a relationship. And the only time I'm going to ask for help is what I talked to you about in the very beginning of this conversation, was that if you're going to hurt yourself or hurt somebody else, or if someone's going to hurt you. And at that time, when I say I mean to ask for help, I'm going to be asking my supervisor, because we're going to work together to keep you extra safe.
It's just that sometimes I cut my arms. Sometimes I want to die.
Sometimes you feel like dying? Okay. How long is that feeling and cutting been going on?
Well, the cutting is just in the last month or two, but I haven't done it in about a week. I haven't done it for a little bit.
Okay.
But then really when Juan and I broke up, everything went bad.
And you felt like dying after that happened? Okay.
I just feel like nothing goes right.
So I'm glad that you shared that with me, but I'm going to ask you some questions now. Okay. So when you told me that you felt like dying, have you ever made a plan about how to do it? No. Okay. So you have no plan about hurting yourself. Okay. You just have this like lonely, empty feeling inside. Okay. All right. So what I want to make a commitment with, pact with you is if you ever feel like hurting yourself, or you like start thinking about ways, I want you to come to one of your support people and tell them, this is what I'm feeling right now. I need to talk to you. Or we're gonna stop and we're gonna take 10 deep breaths. And we're gonna bring ourselves back into ourself, and then we're gonna go on and ask for help after that. So
Can you make me stronger?
I can make you stronger. I can definitely help you make you stronger. Okay, so you've done everything right. And I'm very proud of you again for coming in. It takes a very brave person to come in and say, hey, this is happening to me. I need help. And you do that. So I'm going to do everything in my power to help you stay strong and be strong and shine for the rest of your high school years here. Okay?
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Jane, for coming in. Right now, we're going to, let's take a little break. And then tomorrow I'm going to bring you back in, call you back in. And we'll make a schedule to bring Mom in, and so me, you, and Mom can have a family session, and then we'll go from there and get your classes worked out. Does that sound good?
Okay.
All right, and then I want you to keep writing in your journal as well. So anytime you go through anything, just write down where your head's at, write down where your emotions are, and get it off of your chest. And you can throw the piece of paper away, you can burn the piece of paper and put it in your fireplace, or you can keep it. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Bye.
Bye.
Recording.
All right, good evening.
Good evening.
That would be a good evening.
Hello.
All right, good morning, Jenna.
Hi,
How are you doing
my
today?
name's Jane.
Thank you for coming in today. My name is Mr. J. I'm a social worker here at...
It's Mr. Smith.
Does it matter?
Yeah, we're Mr. Smith.
Fuck!
Something happens in the hallways and you can't get here.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
fast.
I have Mr. Joachim.
Okay.
In math. He's really cool. And I had tried to do different things.
That you can count on for support.
Okay. Well, I have Beyonce,
Okay.
and I have Robin Williams.
Synagogue.
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 There you go.
Synagogue. Okay.